Hello everyone and welcome to our presentation. Today we'll be discussing an important issue that affects many schools, teachers, parents and especially the students themselves. The issue is school transfers. My friend ALUA JEFFSON and myself, KUNDI EMMANUEL, based on our small survey carried out at Okiufa Primary School, we will use those findings to explore how school transfers impact teaching, learning and students' development. Okay, we look at the causes, the challenges and also some of the potential benefits, and throughout we also connect our findings to what research says about students' mobility in education. Okay, the first point, understanding the concept, which is the school transfers. Okay. A school transfer happens when a student moves from one school to another before completing a grade or the level. Okay, and transfer can happen for many reasons. Okay, transfer has many reasons. Some are unavoidable, like when families relocate for work or some personal issues, and other are based on potential choices such as looking for schools with better facilities and low fees or higher academic standards. Okay. There are also causes where transfers happen due to students' discipline issue. For example, like fighting, or the students may have a bad record at schools, the previous schools, so simply they give him the open transfer, so like the students is transferring out. It's some of the issues. Okay. There are also causes where transfer happen due to student discipline issues, where I've been explaining before. When students find it difficult to adjust their current school, so transfers are influenced by a mix of social, economical, and educational factors. Okay, the second point is based on the survey that we carried out at Okiufa Primary School. Okay, the Okiufa Primary School survey, point number 2. Okay. We spoke with teachers, students, and some of the parents down at Okiufa Primary School. The majority said that the most common reason for transfer was family relocation. The second most common was parents seeking better facilities and opportunities, and a smaller number of transfers happened because of school fee or personal disagreements and fighting. So the fighting between the students were like that here. And one interesting finding was that students themselves often had little say in their decisions. Many said they just followed their parents' choices, even though they sometimes felt sad about leaving their old friend from their old school behind. Okay, teachers, on the other hand, mentioned that transfers disrupted the flow of teaching. For example, when a new student joined in midterm, the teacher had to adjust lesson to help the students catch up, which could slow down the whole class. Okay. Which brings us to the point number 3. Okay, the point number 3 is an impact on teaching and learning. So how do transfers impact teaching and learning? Well, for teachers, it creates extra work, meaning they have to stay overnight to just prepare some extra lessons for the transferred students. Yeah. They need to spend additional time assessing the new students' level, adjusting their teaching, and sometimes reteaching the content. Meaning, from from term 1, they're teaching the term 1 topics, they'll be teaching it again because of the transfer or the new students that have came into the school. Okay, so how do transfers impact learning, teaching? How do transfers impact students' teaching and learning? This way I've explained it earlier. Okay. For students, the effect is even stronger. Imagine moving in a new classroom where everyone already knows each other, where the rules and routines are different, and where the teaching style may not be the same. It takes time to adapt, and during that time, learning can be disrupted, where you can be seen as a stranger, you know. Yeah. Okay, research, some of the research supports that Hansek, Kine, and Rifkin 2004 explained that while transferring, students might give access to better schools, it can also lead to temporary learning losses, meaning you will not learn properly. Some of the academic things, academic stuff you're not going to learn properly. Okay, at Okiufa Primary School, teachers reported that transferred students often perform below the class average for several months, not because they are weak, but because they were still learning, because it's a new environment, they still learning. Okay. Then, which leads to point number 4. Okay. Point number 4 is impact on students' growth and the development. Okay. But beyond academics, transfers also affect social and emotional development. Students leaving their friends behind can feel isolated or anxious, meaning they can be feel like a stranger in the class where they have left their old friend from the previous school and they have transferred into new school. Sometimes they can be feeling anxious, or meaning they can be feeling like a stranger to the class. So it may take time. Gradually they will develop new friendship with new classmates. Okay. Yes, and students who transfer often have to build new friendship from scratch, meaning, I've just explained, meaning gradually they're going to make friendship with the other students. Okay. Some succeeded, but others struggled with the loneliness or even bullying because they are seen as an outsider. Okay. In our survey down at Okiufa Primary School, several students admitted that the hardest part of transferring was not schoolwork but fitting in socially. Yeah, that's the major thing about the students. You know, some students they are too much isolated, but some of the students they socializes and do anything or the students happily do. Yeah, so this transferring thing, sometimes it may make it difficult for them to adapt to the new environment and make friendship with the others. Okay, this shows that the schools need to pay special attention to the emotional well-being of the transferred students. Okay, not just the academic performance. Okay, point number 5. For teachers and colleagues, transfer can create both opportunities and challenges. Okay. On the positive side, new students bring diversity and different experiences which can enrich classroom discussions. In classroom discussions like a group work or some other stuff like an experiment or what needs an oral presentation, or it needs a talking between the student and the teachers, or some of the surveys carried out like now we are doing the survey here. Okay, but on the negative side, this is the positive side, but on the negative side, teachers often feel pressure to bridge the gap quickly while maintaining progress of the rest of the class. The balancing act can be stressful. So one of the teachers at Okiufa Primary School told us, every time I get a new transfer students, I feel like I'm running 2 classes at the same time. Okay, this really sums up the challenge. Okay, from point 6 and on, my friend is going to come and take over.
Point 6 talks about the benefits and challenges. Let's look at the bigger picture, the benefits and challenges of school transfer. Some benefits include access to better resources, exposed to new environments, and opportunities to meet new people. Transfer can also give students a fresh start if they were struggling in their old school. But challenges are significant. Distance learning, difficult adjusting, emotional stress, and extra workload for teachers are all common. And if transfer happens frequently, students can fail beyond academically. Perhaps and Darwin found out that multiple schools most often linked with poor academic performance and higher dropout risk. That's something parents and policymakers need to think carefully about. Point 7, moving forward. So what can be done? From our survey and research, we recommend 5 strategies. First, schools should have an orientation programs for new students. This include peer buddies to help them settle in. Secondly, teachers need support. Training and resources should be provided so that they can handle transfer students effectively without neglecting the rest of the class. And finally, parents should think carefully before moving children. Transfers should be made for strong, better results, not just for confidence. Conclusion: to conclude our presentation, school transfers are reality for many students. They are sometimes bring opportunities, but they also bring challenges for teaching, learning, and student well-being. Our small survey at Okiufa Primary School confirmed what research has long shown, that transfer impact not just students but also teachers, colleagues, and the whole community. With better support systems, schools can help transfer students adjust more smoothly and minimize the negative effects. Thank you for that's all, and thank you for listening to our presentation. We hope it has given you useful insights to the issue of school transfer and how they shape the education journey. Thank you.